Hello everyone, welcome to How a Hunley Does Food. My name is Dylan, I will be your host. Today we are going to be making pineapple chicken. Okay, so to start out with, you are going to want 2 or 3. I'm doing 1 big piece and 2 medium-sized pieces. Just washing hands is important, otherwise you'll cross-contaminate and you don't want to do that. So, now that I've got the chicken in the pan, gotta make sure to put the chicken back in the freezer. I'm starting up my pan now, putting it at medium heat. Where I heard of pineapple chicken was my grandma made it for me once during sleepover, I think. So I'm gonna start off with my pineapple. I didn't realize before starting that I didn't have crushed pineapple. So I have sliced pineapple. I'm going to have to cut that up into smaller pieces, otherwise it will not turn out right. So with our pieces of pineapple, we are going to start out quartering it. Why not? And we'll just keep cutting until it gets to about half the size of what you would see with cubed pineapple, I guess is the word for it. That way you're not just eating a big old hunk of pineapple with your chicken and your rice and all that stuff. Nice and well organized plate, I guess. Okay, now that we have our pineapple cut up and put in the pan, I'm going to turn the heat on to medium-low and flip over the chicken. Just to make sure that it doesn't get burned. I suppose now is a better time than any to go ahead and at least get started on our rice. So, I grab my half a cup measuring cup and I need 1.5 cups of water in my pan. So now that we have the water, we don't need this yet. 1 teaspoon of salt is going in to our water. I'm using Himalayan pink salt because I felt like being bougie today. It's the water starting to boil. I'm going to be mixing up the pineapple. It doesn't burn very easily. I'm sure someone could figure out a way to burn it. But just evenly distributing the heat and hoping that a bunch of liquid seeps out of it. It will. So that's fine. I'm gonna flip the chicken again. It's sticking a little bit to the pan, so it's fine if you have the same issue. I am going to go ahead and turn the chicken down to just a little bit under medium. I'm hoping to get a nice caramelization out of the pineapple before I add everything else to it. And in order to do that really well, I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, that should really help. I might have to add some more liquid to the pineapple, so I will go ahead and add some water. I'm doing a 1/4 cup of water here. And then, yeah, that's perfect. Once the water starts to evaporate, it should then be hot enough to caramelize and all that stuff, and it'll be like almost a syrup. And once it's a syrup, I'll go ahead and cut up the chicken and put it in here. Okay, now that our chicken is mostly cut up, this next part is controversial. Most people would think, oh, you need to avoid burning your chicken. While yes, in most cases you would want to avoid burning your chicken, but in this case, it is going to add a nice charred flavor to the sauce, which I need to mix. I'm going to turn the pineapples down to just above boil. Now that we have the chicken all cut up, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of chicken stock to the pan with the chicken in it. I just added in a cup by mistake. That is okay though. It won't hurt things too much. And most of it's going to be evaporating anyway. This is a very simple dish that is very difficult to mess up. At least I think. I don't know. I'm going to turn the pineapple off and put our caramelized pineapple into the pan with the chicken and set the pan off to the side to cool. Okay. Now I'm just mixing the chicken, the pineapple, and the chicken stock all together, making sure to scrape the bottom of the pan from all the charred and burnt on little pieces of chicken to add that flavor to the broth. And it looks like the water for our rice is starting to come to a boil. I'll give it another minute or so, but I need to get this open. I'm going to need a cup of rice. That's a little spillage there. That's okay. Mess making is a part of how a Hunley does food. Probably the most prominent part of my kitchen. It's not my kitchen, it's my mom's kitchen. What am I saying? I'm going to go ahead and give that rice water a little bit of a stir, because I forgot to stir the salt in earlier. Okay. It's getting there. I might go ahead and move it to this front burner on the other side of the stove now that I can. Because these front burners, at least on my stove, I don't know if your stoves at home have it, but these front burners on this one are bigger, and wow, look at that, it's already boiling. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rice in there, mix it up, and bring back to a boil. Alright, it's boiling again. So I'm going to move it back to the back burner on medium-low to simmer and not burn myself. I need to find the lid. We're going to leave that to simmer for 15 minutes. No, 20 minutes. We're going to leave that to simmer for 20 minutes. And we'll come back to it, take it off the heat. Right now I'm stirring the chicken mixture. And it looks like it is ready to add a tablespoon of cornstarch. So I'm going to get my cornstarch ready. What I do there is I have about 2 ounces, I think 3 in this particular container of water. I'm going to add my cornstarch to that water. And mix it up. And now I'm just pouring it into the pineapple chicken sauce, or base, whatever you want to call it. And what that's going to do is it's going to thicken it up a little bit to a gravy-like consistency. And I suppose now is a good time to season. I have some onion powder, I'm just lightly sprinkling it over the entire top of the mixture. And with my salt, I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon at a time. Mix it up really good. Yeah, it's really starting to thicken up now. And now that it's mixed up, I'm going to taste it really quickly. And I'm just tasting the gravy, broth, whatever you want to call it. It has enough of everything except the salt, which is usually the case. I think that I could go with maybe a 1/2 teaspoon more for now. And now we taste again. Perfect. And now we're just gonna turn that down to low and let that simmer for 7 to 13 minutes. And while we are doing that, it's cleanup time. Okay. Now that the base for our pineapple chicken has been left to sit for, I think it's been about 6 minutes now, which means that I had the heat turned up a little bit too high, but that's fine. It is now the right consistency. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it looks good. We are going to turn the heat off and let that sit until our rice is done. It needs, I think, 3 more minutes, and then it'll be good. I personally love to cook. I don't much like cooking for other people, except for my family. They usually appreciate it. And we'll add a dash of Christmas into our plates, because it's Christmas time, obviously. It's time to check to see if the rice is done, and from the looks of things, it is. So I'm going to mix that up really quick, kind of fluff it up. And remove it from the heat. Now that it's fluffed up, I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes before putting it on the plates. So, insert time lapse here. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. The rice should be nice and done and hopefully sticky, because sticky rice holds together really well on the plate. It's time for the taste test. I think I got a little bit of everything on this fork here. It's good. I don't know how to describe it. It's salty, it's got the charred flavor in the chicken, which is really nice. The chicken isn't overdone. It's actually perfect for once. And the pineapple has a very nice caramelization to it, while the rice is just kind of there. Tastes like rice. Anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.